Hi everybody, this is Course 3, Lesson 29. We're going to talk about ratios today. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. There are no units. Okay, well, the units are the same, but we're not going to write them typically in our ratios. There are four ways to write ratios. We can use the word 2. We can write them as a fraction, as a decimal, or with a colon. In any of these, we always reduce them, but we must leave fractions improper. Okay, so even if we use the word 2 or we use a colon, we're going to reduce to simplest form first. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. If there are 20 boys and 16 girls in a class, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Okay, what I suggest that you do is that you label your fraction on the side. So over here, I created the ratio that I wanted. It was the ratio of boys to girls. So it's boys to girls. And then I fill in the fraction accordingly. So it'd be 20 boys to 16 girls. And then notice that you have to reduce your fraction. But improper is fine, because I need just two numbers. If I make a mixed number, then I have a whole number and a fraction, and I don't know where the boys are and the girls are then, because there's three numbers. But if I tell you there are 5 to 4 or 5 fours and it's boys to girls, I know what, or you should know what we're talking about. This could also be written as 5 to 4 or 5 colon 4. If you reduce it to a decimal, it would be 1.25. And in that case, that would be useful if we needed to find a multiplier. But typically we're going to write them as fractions. You should practice writing them as fractions, unless the book specifically asks you to write it in a different form. Okay, I won't count them wrong if they're not in fraction form, but a lot of times we'll use a fraction to do other things with it. Okay, one other thing that we can do is we can approximate the ratios. So if the directions say approximately, then you're going to round them before creating a ratio. Okay, in a lot of real situations, it does not matter that we have the exact ratio. We want an approximate ratio. Okay, so here's a scenario. At the football game, the home team had 1,214 fans and the visiting team had 890 fans. What is the approximate, okay, so here's the word approximate ratio of visiting team fans to home team fans? Okay, now I have a little note over here that says read carefully, and that is not just so you see the word approximate, but notice that the problem is given to us home team first and then visiting team second, but the question says what is the ratio of visiting team to home team fans? Okay, so this is where if you write your fraction out, if I say visiting team, and then I say, okay, that's to the home team, that helps me organize my my ratio so that I get the numbers in the right spot. Okay, so the visiting team to the home team, and I need approximate. So I'm going to round to some number that makes sense, that I can reduce easily, and is going to have some factor in common with the other numbers. So if I take a look at these two, I can see that 1214 is pretty close to 1200, and that would be fans. And then the visiting team, 890 is close to 900, and then I'm going to take a look at it, and if I can reduce anything, I will, and if I can't, then maybe I need to look at it and round to a different number. But Do you remember when I said that ratios do not have units? Well, look at this. Fans divided by fans. Okay, those are going to divide out. They're just like numbers. They'll be replaced with a 1. They cancel. Fans divided by fans is just 1. So that's why the units go away. Let's see, and I know I could divide both of these by 100 really quickly. And then I can divide both by 3, and I would end up with 4 to 3. So the ratio of visiting team fans to home team fans is 4 to 3. Okay, and that's how you would do an approximation of ratios. And really, that's all I have for you today. So make sure that you have this in your notes, because I guarantee you that you'll have a question on how to do it. And if you happen to have another question, use the note question form on the website. Otherwise, feel free to ask in class, and I will see you then.